Have you ever heard about a hole with no bottom? The story of Mel's hole is filled with mystery and intrigue. Told first on a late-night radio show, it's about a pit found in Washington state by a man named Mel Waters. This hole, unlike any other, is said to have strange powers. Mel's story caught the attention of many and quickly became a legend. Is it real or just a myth? This story invites us to explore the depths of the unknown. So, let's dive into the mystery of Mel's hole together. Is there a bottom to this hole? In the heart of rural Kittitas County, Washington, a story emerged in 1997 about a mysterious hole on a property claimed to be owned by Mel Waters. For years, both Mel Waters and his neighbors used this abyss as a dumping ground. Everything imaginable was thrown into it, from household trash to larger items, yet strangely the hole never filled up. This practice wasn't new. Neighbors couldn't recall a time when the hole wasn't there. The absence of sound when objects were dropped left many questioning the true nature of this pit. Driven by curiosity, Mel, an avid fisherman, decided to measure the depth of the hole. He rigged a 1-pound weight to a fishing line and lowered it down. After exhausting the initial 4,500 feet of line without hitting the bottom, Mel attached a roll of lifesavers, thinking that if there was water at the bottom they would dissolve. Yet, they came up dry. Mel continued, descending deeper into the mystery. By the end of his endeavor, he had gone down 80,000 feet, over 15 miles, without reaching the bottom. Adding to the peculiarity, Mel noticed that animals behaved oddly around the hole. His dogs, usually loyal and fearless, refused to approach it, and no wildlife or insects were ever seen near it. Birds would even alter their flight path to avoid it. This strange avoidance behavior was confirmed by neighbors, who also noted their pets' unease around the pit. One neighbor's story added a chilling layer to the hole's legend. After his dog passed away, he decided to dispose of the body in the hole, only to see the same dog, identifiable by its collar, alive days later, yet with no recognition of its owner. As Mel sought answers, his story reached the ears of Art Bell, the host of Coast to Coast AM, a radio show dedicated to exploring the unexplained. Listeners from around the world offered theories and suggestions, from using lasers to measure the depth to employing radar for more precise data. Military involvement. Mel Waters' narrative took a dramatic turn with the unexpected arrival of the military. After sharing his story on the widely listened-to radio show, Waters returned home to find unusual activity around his land. Helicopters hovered above. The following day, the helicopter presence intensified, hinting at a growing interest in the hole's peculiarities. The military's involvement escalated quickly. Waters recounted how, upon attempting to access his property, he was confronted by armed military personnel. The land he knew, filled with inexplicable phenomena, was now under strict surveillance. Waters was informed of a supposed plane crash on his property. With no visible signs of such an incident, the explanation failed to convince him. Yet the insistence that he could not enter his own land until a thorough investigation was conducted left him with few options. In a more ominous encounter, Waters was approached by a man in civilian clothes who implied that Waters' ownership of the land was under question. The veiled threat that it wouldn't be difficult to fabricate evidence of illicit activities on the property if Waters resisted leaving was chilling. According to Waters, his wife disappeared during this ordeal, and his land was even removed from satellite images. In subsequent calls to the radio show, Waters shared more stories, including encounters with a similar mysterious hole in Nevada, allegedly possessing supernatural properties. What was the consequence of the revelation? After sharing his story with the world, a television crew ventured to Ellensburg, seeking the truth behind Mel's claims. While the hole itself remained impossible to find, evidence of the military presence in the area was undeniable. The discovery of military blueprints and noticeable tracks of heavy machinery hinted at a significant operation, further wrapping Mel's story in mystery. 3 years passed before Mel resurfaced. He disclosed that he had been offered a staggering $3 million a year to lease his property under stringent conditions. The deal required him to sign a non-disclosure agreement, leave the country immediately, and never return. Driven by the magnitude of the offer and perhaps the pressure of the situation, Mel accepted the deal and relocated to Australia, leaving behind not only his land, but the life he had known. Despite the distance and the agreement, the pull of family ties proved too strong for Mel. He made the fateful decision to return to the States against the explicit warnings associated with his deal. Mel's attempt to reconnect with his roots took an unexpected turn when he planned to appear on the radio once more. On the day of the scheduled appearance, a bizarre incident on a bus led to Mel's abrupt disappearance. After his mysterious disappearance, Mel found himself regaining consciousness in a dimly lit alley in San Francisco. The gap of 12 days in his memory was a void, filled with unanswered questions and a palpable sense of unease. As he took stock of his situation, the absence of his personal belongings, his wallet, keys, and other items added to the growing list of mysteries. Needle marks punctuated his arms, and the unsettling discovery that his back teeth were missing suggested that he had been subjected to some form of medical procedure or perhaps something more sinister. The specifics of what transpired during those lost 12 days remained unknown. The perplexities did not end with his mysterious physical state. Upon trying to piece his life back together, Mel was confronted with a legal maelstrom that targeted his property. Accusations of unauthorized constructions, power lines, septic tanks, and paved roads that he allegedly built surfaced despite Mel having no knowledge or involvement in such activities. The culmination of these events was a devastating blow to Mel's life. The legal disputes concluded with Mel losing ownership of his property, effectively stripping him of his ties to the mysterious hole and its untold secrets. But the ordeal didn't stop there. In a final twist, Mel's bank account was drained. This financial blow came shortly after he once again reached out to share his story on the radio. But what is hidden to people? Despite exhaustive efforts to unravel the truth, the exact location of the hole continues to elude discovery. Terra servers' blackout of the area in Washington hinted at something hidden, but when Google Earth later revealed the land, no conclusive evidence of the hole or military activity was found. Countless adventurers have scoured the region, but none have successfully pinpointed the hole's whereabouts. Amidst the fervent search, one particular site caught the attention of many. An explorer ventured to a location that seemed to match Mel's description, complete with 2 old buildings and a well-like structure that mirrored Mel's detailed account of the hole. However, this well, despite its resemblance to Mel's descriptions, had a discernible bottom, debunking theories that it was the infamous hole. Mel Waters and his mysterious hole became even more tangled with the suggestion that Mel Waters might not be his real name. Some folks think he used a fake name to keep his real identity safe. This idea makes the whole story even harder to figure out because if we do not know his true name, how can we check if what he is saying is true? Another big problem in Mel's story is that there are no pictures of this hole he talks about so much. Art Bell, the radio host who talked to Mel a lot, kept asking him to send over some photos so everyone could see this strange hole for themselves. But every time, Mel had an excuse for why he could not do it. Sometimes he said he just forgot to take pictures, which seems a bit odd given how strange and interesting the hole was supposed to be. Other times, he said that cameras and other gadgets would stop working right when they got near the hole, as if the hole had some weird power that messed with electronics. It is not every day you hear about a hole that hides from cameras or makes them stop working. This part of Mel's story made some people doubt him even more. They wondered if this hole is so incredible, why isn't there even one photo of it? Yet, despite the inconsistencies and lack of tangible proof, Mel never capitalized on the story's fame. He never ventured into merchandising, which could have turned a profit from the widespread fascination with Mel's hole. This restraint has led some to ponder the authenticity of his claims, considering the missed opportunities for financial gain. As we resurface from the depths of Mel's hole, we are left with more questions than answers. Is it a natural wonder, a supernatural portal, or something else entirely? While the truth may remain buried, the legend of Mel's hole continues to captivate and mystify. If you're intrigued by this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like and subscribe.